We love you so much, Baba. We love you. But you lied. You said you're coming back. You lied. You told me you're coming back by Friday. You never lied, but this one you lied. I love you, Baba.
Yeah, Honorable Phyllis Bato. Sorry, we share in your pain, Honorable Fatuma.
Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know, up to now, there is still people who mourns Raila Odinga? You can see a great mother in parliament or a great leader in parliament crying, mourning, and saying that I'm still mourning my king and my hero. People were still visiting the grave of Raila Odinga each and every time. Why? Because Raila Odinga was the king and was the father of nation. Watch the video, then I will come for more reaction. But remember to sub, to like, and to comment.
I will have time to mourn Honorable Raila Odinga. May his soul rest in eternal peace. He remains in my heart forever. Honorable Speaker, I thank you so much. I thank you so much. Joey! When I resigned to be the CC for roads in Kisumu County, it was hardly 2 years that I left Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology. I was told that I'm wasting time. That is the politicians that we have today. Your certificate for nomination is gone. You wait. We shall see where to put you. Carelessly narrated to me. Went into my nerves. I looked for Baba. I traveled up to Joff, where he was addressing all lecturers of all universities in this country. I shared with Baba my heart in his ear, and he gave me a hearing. Jacom told me, who has given them the certificate? Go and campaign. I'm behind you. I campaigned using one pickup as people laughed at me around in Homa Bay County, as people were celebrating in other quarters. I was determined by his word, Honorable Speaker. I was not given a direct ticket in Homa Bay County. I want to confidently put it in Hansard that I was taken through nomination and people voted for me.
If you think about it, Mount Kenya is on its own. How watu hawana kiongozi? How comes you demonstrate for 2 days juu ya mafuta? The person who is supposed to be your leader is busy borrowing money or asking for money in the UK. You go through a crisis and the crisis is solved without contribution as the leader of your concerns. Ingekuwa ni Raila, si watu wangevaa sufuria kwa kichwa. Anyway, Ekoyo
Ruto atakuwa mbaya kushinda Idi Amin. Tujikase, wakati ni huu. Tukimwachilia, naona Idi Amin in the making. Naona Butcher of Kenya in the making. We must resist.
Wewe unatuambia tungoje 2027 na marafiki zako wanatuambia mnapanga kuiba 2027. Saa hii tuko na IEBC. Mimi kama wakili najua sheria iruhusu mtu kuhujumu matokeo ya uchaguzi kama mtu ametangaza wazi kwamba anataka kuiba kura. Hawa jamaa Etheko na ndugu zake wengine wameingia IEBC juzi. Waite hawa bunge ambao wanasema wataiba kura kwa ajili ya William Ruto waweze kujibu haya maneno, kwa sababu sisi tunangojea ile siku ambayo tutapewa kura. Haki ya Mungu by saa 2 Ruto atakuwa ameenda nyumbani.
Asi mchana, lakini usiku wanajaribu kuuza hii chama. Haiwezekani. ODM was not born in a bedroom. It was not made in a bedroom. So its future will not be discussed as pillow talk. It has been the heartbeat of the Kenyan people for 20 years. ODM was born from protest. It was raised in resistance. And the people of ODM have time and time again bled, sweat, and shed tears for this country called Kenya. We are sorry that we don't always get it right. Poleni. But we will never be sorry for being inconvenient. They like to call us a party of goons. What we're doing is nation building. Nation building is untidy. Nation building is inconvenient. Nation building is uncomfortable. Nation building has left us in tears as ODM and the People's Party time and time again. But we ODM belong to the people, and we will continue growing because the young people of ODM have conviction.
Karababu wino mina noe. Sejumokwana karababu wino kama entiete dia. I want us also to listen to the young people in this country. They are the part of the future. Akwayu. Ndanamoganye chawacho wajima demonstration ti ya nyago. Nyoro ka gimoro wuk. Ngato dwaro gwindrege wanyangaya. Toketo ji demonstrate. Taan mini kwero. Demonstration orenga mno luonge. Ano ka luonge.
Ladies and gentlemen, the issue of the control of the party ODM is the issue that has become a bone of contention in the circles of power in the Republic of Kenya. As we speak, many are currently seeing the division or the rifts that are currently developing within the party. With recent claims that were brought to light, claiming that the Cabinet Secretary of Mining, Ali Hassan Joho, is currently plotting a coup to actually take over the ODM party leadership from one Oburu Odinga. Ladies and gentlemen, why is it happening this way? Today, one Babu Owino posted a picture on his official social media page, and that was the Facebook page. And that post is a post that triggered us to actually go back to asking ourselves one question. If Joho takes over the leadership of ODM, will the party be a Luo-dominated party, or will the party lose its roots? The fight within ODM has been concentrated by most of the leaders trying to fight Edwin Sifuna due to his strong stance against the recent alignments that ODM has been having. Are we together? But now, when we sit back and ask ourselves the most important question, who is the enemy within ODM? And if Oburu Odinga is to lose the party leadership to somebody else who is not actually affiliated to the Luo Nyanza politics, then what will be the future of the ODM party? And that is what has brought us to this point. As we speak, those that opposed the NDC to happen, because that NDC that is supposed to happen in this year 2026 is an NDC that the people of ODM are supposed to choose their preferred party leader. And some of the people, more so those that are in government working with William Ruto, are plotting to have a pro-Ruto leader take over the ODM party leadership. Are we together? If that happens, the party loses its meaning. Now, before we get to today's meeting that Babu Owino and some other ODM leaders conducted, allow me to take you back to the day to date 6. On date 6, Mama Ida Odinga, together with Oburu Odinga, James Orengo, Professor Nyang' Nyong'o, Oburu Odinga, Winnie Odinga, and some other leaders within ODM, the so-called confidants of Raila Odinga, conducted a meeting. In that meeting, one thing that Mama Ida Odinga made clear to them is that Raila Odinga did not want anybody that is a pro-Ruto to take over the party leadership. Because the moment a pro-Ruto person within ODM takes over the party leadership, then the party ODM will be dead and buried. Because yes, it will benefit from the 2027 general election if William Ruto wins. But from there, that legacy that Raila Odinga wanted to build, a legacy that would be long-standing, a legacy that would last for so many years, going even to centuries, would have died. Because beyond 2032, there would be no ODM. They would have tried everything in their power to pump life to the party, but the party would never actually become alive again. And that is one thing that Raila Odinga never wanted to happen to the party ODM. So a question was asked. Mama Raila Odinga told them, yes, you might fight Sifuna. You might fight Babu Owino. You might not want them in the party ODM. But would you risk Ali Hassan Joho taking over the leadership of the party ODM? Would you risk Junet Mohammed taking over the leadership of the party ODM? And that is what pumped senses into most of these ODM minions that have been seeking that have been singing two-term everywhere they go. So now, when they made that decision, Oburu Odinga saw it fit to actually align his house. He called Edwin Sifuna. They amended their differences. Today, he called Junet Mohammed. They sat down and amended their differences. But on the other front, people like John Badi, Obiyo Wandayi, Wycliffe Oparanya, C.S. Ali Hassan Joho, they are all now realizing that ODM is not going to be.
That this is a plot, and we said it a long time ago, to create sideshows, to confuse our members, but luckily our members are very clear on where we are going as a party.
To the point that a whole governor in Nyanza can be removed and escorted out of the funeral, that she should not be in a funeral of one of his colleagues who is an MP. And for why? Because he has a divergent view from those who are sitting there. What is this intolerance in the party of ODM? But what is this bigger picture? Why are we being divided as the community of the Luos, to the point that it takes another Luo leader to sponsor youth to remove another leader from a function? I'm not in a Linda Madainchi or Linda Wanini. I'm actually Linda Raila Odinga, because this is a party he fought for. This was the only shamba Raila had. Most of the times Raila was actually not being given his right. He won elections here more than 3 times. But whenever he lost, he remained with ODM. He remained with the people. And I'm sure...
Political office. The National Treasury of the Republic of Kenya is not a personal office. The National Treasury of the economy, of the largest economy in East and Central Africa, is not a platform for you to abuse us and talk to us however you want. That is where we carry our economy. Kazi ya hiyo ofisi, unajua kazi ya hiyo ofisi ni kulinda, how would you say it? Ni kulinda thamani ya pesa ya wananchi. Who said Wajaluo wajui Swahili? That is the work of that office. And therefore, as public servants, I think we need to take a little step in how we treat each other, how we talk to people. We need to pay more attention to the people on the ground. We need to listen to them. And with that, I'm leaving now. Sorry if you want a ride still. But asanteni sana. Mungu awabariki na Mungu aweke roho ya mama yetu mpendwa mahali pema peponi. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana dada yetu Winnie Odinga. Sasa tutabadilisha protocol kidogo, na sababu kuna ndege inamgoja Edwin Sifuna, itakuwa inaenda hivi karibuni. So I will see
the press. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We come here as ladies of the Kisumu County Assembly.
and we want to talk we want to respond on the sentiments that Governor Orengo yesterday made concerning Governor Gladys Wanga. And I want to say that since Honorable Orengo is a lawyer who participated in the development of the Constitution 2010 and who understands the law, allow me address him in matters related to law as an office bearer. And I want to say that under the Constitution and the County Governments Act, governors are bound by Chapter 6 on the leadership and integrity. When one governor's conduct brings office of the governor and the decision of devolution into disrepute, the COG has a duty to intervene and enforce standards. And why? Because the sentiments of Governor Orengo on Gladys Wanga violates Article 73 of the Constitution, which says that authority assigned to a state officer is a public trust to be exercised in a manner that demonstrates respect for the people. Number 2, brings honor to the office and dignity of the office. Number 3, promote confidence in the integrity of the office. So, the sentiments of Gladys Wanga and sexual attack on Honorable Gladys Wanga contravenes this section, this article of the Constitution. Honorable Governor Orengo went further also to violate Section 13 of the Leadership and Integrity Act that requires him to not to commit offenses under the Penal Code and Sexual Offences Act. Honorable Orengo must have treated the office that he holds and fellow officers with courtesy and respect. Gender insults and sexual taunts are the opposite of the courtesy and respect that his office demands. Under Public Office and Ethics Act and the Code of Conduct, the officers is required to carry out duties in a way that maintains public confidence in the integrity of their office. Using public platforms to hurl sexual insults erodes the confidence and violation of the Muongozo Code of the Governance Principle that seeks to promote and protect the image of the organization. National Cohesion and Integrity Act Section 13 also criminalizes the use of threatening, abusive, or insulting words or behavior intended to spur hatred. Gender-based dehumanization language falls within the scope of dangerous speech that NCIC has flagged as pushing women out of leadership. I therefore want to appeal to the Council of Governors to convene an urgent meeting to mediate between the two governors and give stern warning to Honorable Orengo to respect the women leaders within that organization. And as Kisumu leaders, we didn't take it kindly that a whole governor could leave his area of jurisdiction, go to Honorable Wanga's area of jurisdiction just to insult her. And using small boys like that MCA, for which ward? East Assembly ward? So we are not taking it kindly, and Honorable Orengo must publicly apologize to the women of Kenya and to Governor Gladys Wanga as a person for having violated the Constitution and abusing the office which he holds as a governor in this country. So allow me also invite my fellow colleagues. My advice to all of us as politicians that we must practice tolerance and exclude abuse in our speeches. Let us differ on ideologies. Let us differ on political positions, but let us not get personal and abuse one another, because when we do that, we spur hatred. And you know, even Gladys Wanga has followers. She has a family, yeah? You think her family is taking it lying low? So if something happens to Honorable Orengo, you will not say that Gladys Wanga sent somebody. Yeah? She has a following. She's a whole mother. She's a whole governor. So let us also respect our positions as leaders, if we also want to be respected. Thank you.
What is your next course of action after this?
Our next course of action is that we are calling Orengo to order and public apology. If he doesn't, we are going to move to Siaya. And we are going to force him to apologize in his own county as women. So let him come out and apologize.
What if you are attacked by his followers too?
It is politics, and politics is not a church thing. We also have people who can attack them. So they attack us, we attack them. Yeah, but we don't want to go there. We want to ask him to respect women and ensure that peace prevails, especially during this electioneering period. Yeah.